Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into this morning's first video. It's Monday at GazWeather.com, which means only one thing. It's Europe Day. Every Monday at GazWeather, we have a look at weather for coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. Now, if I get on for European outlook, just about the ads, there's links to articles on most pages at GazWeather.com. Have a browse through widgets. Any articles that you're interested in, please click through. It's helping to pay for website and me to sit here and talk to you via GazWeather. So thanks so much for getting involved. And thanks for doing that. Right, let's see what's going on across Europe today. And the main issue with the weather across the continent is this big area of high pressure that's sitting here across the northeast of Europe. That's tried to take over the pattern, but it's being forced back by low pressure systems coming in from the Atlantic. This deep area of low pressure around Iceland is sort of forcing this high pressure, was trying to build across Scandinavia yesterday, back into Eastern Europe and Western Russia. Nevertheless, on the eastern side of this high pressure, there's quite a lot of cold air coming down into the east of Europe. I think the cold will be in the far east of Europe through the first half of this week, when all areas should see that cold weather moderate. But this high pressure is giving a lot of dry weather away from the south and some central parts of the Mediterranean. Have a look at the upper air temperatures. There's the cold air coming round the back of the high pressure down into eastern parts of Europe. Otherwise, the temperatures are okay across most parts of Europe today. Generally quite a mild day coming up. So there's all that cold air on the eastern side of that high pressure through western Russia, excuse me, into northeastern parts of Europe, and that will be pushing us into more southeastern parts of Europe, actually, through towards the middle part of the week. These are the dew points. Out to west, it is a good deal milder. So we've got a band of rain here coming up through the British Isles. It's heading in towards the coast of Norway, and it's moving down in towards the United Kingdom, and then on in towards northern France, through the Bay of Biscay, and into northern parts of Spain. A few snow flurries across parts of Scandinavia. Otherwise, lots of dry weather till we come down to the central basin of the Mediterranean. We'll have lots of heavy thunderstorms, heavy showers, long as well as rain and storms through Italy, parts of Corsica, Sardinia, and heading down in towards parts of North Africa as well. So it's really cold in the very far east, with temperatures sub-zero in the east of Europe, around the east side of that high pressure. Otherwise, temperatures in central western areas generally doing okay. Moving through in towards middle part of the week, and high pressure is building here through central parts of Europe. The winds are returning off the Atlantic into the far northwest, so it's becoming milder across Scandinavia and parts of the United Kingdom as well. Elsewhere, lots of dry weather under this area of high pressure. That cold pool of air has sunk down into the southeast of Europe as we get through into the middle part of the week. Otherwise, generally quite a mild scene, mild air pushing in here through the United Kingdom in towards Scandinavia. That'll be heading up towards some northeast parts of Europe, places like Estonia. Should be going a bit milder through the middle part of the week. So it's very cold in the real far east of Europe and down into the southeast. That's where we've got the bitterly cold dew points with sub-zero temperatures by day and by night. But most parts of Europe, again, generally are going to be quite mild as we go through into the middle part of the week. Certainly milder than average. Lots of dry weather under that high pressure. Could be some snow across parts of Norway and Sweden. Maybe a few flurries there on the Russian border. But otherwise, lots of dry weather. Until we get in towards the British Isles and Ireland, we'll have some heavy rain moving into Scotland and parts of Ireland. Going down in towards France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Poland. Lots of dry weather there. I mean, it's dry but bitterly cold down into the southeast of Europe. A few thunderstorm taps around parts of North Africa. So the cold weather is really in the southeast of Europe. That's where you're going to have the sub-zero temperatures by day and by night in the far east and southeast. Otherwise, temperatures through most parts of Europe will be holding up quite nicely through the middle part of the week. It's turning more unsettled as we get through to the end of the week in the west and the northwest. An area of low pressure coming in towards the United Kingdom. We'll be heading in towards parts of Belgium, Holland, and on in towards Germany and Denmark, I think, through the course of days. Some quite wet weather coming in with that, as the high pressure is generally push further in towards the east and the southeast. Upper air temperature show it's very mild there across many parts of Europe. No real sub-zero upper air temperatures to speak of. Even going into the far northeast, up towards Latvia, Estonia, and the Russian border, generally temperatures are way above average. Dew points also show that the cold weather is still hanging on in the southeast, but gradually receding with time. It's turning less cold all the time as we go through into the end of the week. So it's wet and windy here for the United Kingdom and Ireland, and it extends down in towards northern parts of France as well, almost going down towards northern Spain, and that'll be heading on in towards the Low Countries and Germany and Denmark, I think, later on Friday and into Saturday. Otherwise, again, lots of dry weather with high pressure very dominant. Some snow flurries up here around parts of Scandinavia and into that Russian border, but again, not particularly cold by any means. The temperatures show that overall it's quite a mild scene. Even the temperatures in the southeast Europe will be lifting up. Finally, go through into next weekend. It could start to turn very stormy, actually, as we go through into next weekend. Deep area of low pressure around Iceland at 1,000 to 900, I should say, and 45 millibars, a very intense area of low pressure. That could start to batter northern and western parts of Europe with some severe gales later on in the weekend and through into the last days of February. The high pressure is through these southern and eastern parts of the continent. So westerlies were extending in here through northern, central, western Europe. So it's turning more unsettled in the north and the west. The high pressure, as I say, is ridging more towards the south and the southeast. Dew points show generally quite mild, although turning colder for parts of central and northern Scandinavia. So it is turning more unsettled next weekend. Out in western and northwest, France in particular is looking wet, and that's extending through in towards Belgium and Holland and Denmark. That'll be going off in towards Germany as well. Behind that, lots of heavy showers and longer spells of rain for the United Kingdom and for Ireland. And of course, as we get up towards Denmark and southern parts of Norway and Sweden, we find that rain turning increasingly to snow. There could be some snow there coming through in towards parts of Estonia and Latvia, perhaps, and Finland as we go through in towards next weekend. Maybe some snow developing in those regions. So heavy showers and thunderstorms around Italy into the southeastern parts of Europe. Otherwise, the east of Europe mainly dry, as is much of Spain and Portugal. And I noticed that the Balearic Islands, Ibiza, Mallorca and Minorca, having a mainly dry week through this week. So that's probably going to be the place to be in the Med, I think, this week. Generally very mild across most parts of Europe at the weekend. Will be cold up in the far northeast, but otherwise temperatures are above average and very mild out in the west for time, actually. Southern parts of England, parts of Ireland and France seeing temperatures coming up to sort of spring-like values of 12, 13, possibly 14 degrees. And mild through the Mediterranean, nice and pleasant down there. That mild weather across parts of northwestern Europe, I think, will be replaced by colder conditions, though, as it turns increasingly stormy into the final days of the month. So in summary, it looks as though we're going to be in for a lot of dry weather across Europe this week. Temperatures generally above average. Later on in the week, towards the weekend, it's going to turn increasingly stormy in the northwest. That's it for now, and thanks for watching.